For centuries, the Jewish story has been one of resilience and defiance. From the courage of the Maccabees celebrated on Hanukkah to the hidden struggles of young Jews masking their identity in dangerous times, these tales reveal the unyielding strength of faith. At the core of this journey is Solika Haswell, a teenager whose sacrifice in Morocco reverberates through history. Alongside her story, we will touch on the sacrifices of others, like Alex Clare, who has faced the challenge of balancing his faith with his livelihood. Their stories, while distinct, share a common thread of standing firm in their beliefs, even when the cost is great. Travel with us from the vibrant streets of Tangier and Fez to the cultural treasures of Paris, the Louvre and the Jewish Museum, as we uncover the legacy of a people whose faith is so often under fire. In 1862, Alfred Diodek took a picture through a painting of a tragedy that happened in Fez, the tragedy of the execution of the Jewess. So we're here at arguably the most famous museum in the world, but we're not here to see the Mona Lisa at the Louvre. We're here to see someone far greater, Solika Haswell. So I'm extremely excited. We've been granted permission to go into the archive to see the original sketch by Alfred Diodek, who witnessed the scene, the horrific, tragic, yet heroic scene in Fez. The artist, before he drew that painting that we've got a picture of, he sketched it out. Now, my great-grandma saw this happen. She's buried right next to her. We're going to go to Fez and see her. So what is fascinating, that Gabriel Celas, who was a philosopher and author who wrote a book about the artist, they were good friends, states clearly that Alfred was there at the scene sketching this. So what we are holding in our hands is actually live testimony of Solika being Moser Nefesh al Kiddush Hashem. Nowadays, it's rare to have to sacrifice your physical life for your faith. Often, it's a question between your beliefs and your livelihood. One such hero is Alex.
Hello, I'm Alex Clare. I'm a singer-songwriter. So, I'm a professional musician, and as such, have always played music. There was a stage in my life, however, about 7 years ago when I started taking my Yiddishkeit, my Judaism, a lot more seriously. Around the same time I became Shomer Shabbos, I got a very significant and very substantial record deal with a record label in the UK called Island Records, which is part of Universal Music Group. Big, huge organisation who in the past have had acts like U2 and Bob Marley and Florence and the Machine and Mumford & Sons, and everything was going swimmingly. And when they signed me, I told them, there's something you have to know about me. I'm an Orthodox Jew, and as such, I can't work on Friday nights or Saturday days. Okay, they were very eager to sign me, so they said, okay, fine, that's great, no problem, we'll deal with it. So they dealt with it, and time went on, and I'd made an album, and the album was about to be released, and then every piece of work I was being offered for promotion of my album was on Friday night and on Saturday day, Shabbos. So I told my record company, I can't do it. So they understood first few times. Every other opportunity was coming in. Eventually I got offered to go on tour with a fairly successful female singer, and I said I couldn't do it because it fell over the Passover period. And then the summer came and lots of different festivals were offered, all falling on Shabbos Kodesh. Came to the month of Elul. I told my record label, I'm really sorry, there's going to be a month here where I'm basically out of the game. So they said, okay, fine, we'll just block out this period of the calendar. So Rosh Hashanah went by, no problem. Yom Kippur, great. Until Motzi Yom Kippur, when I got a phone call from my record label who told me that I had an amazing opportunity to do a live performance for the BBC. I thought that's very nice. Following Thursday just so happens to be just so happens to be one of the Jewish holidays, which has the same status as Shabbos. You can't work, obviously, on those days. So I told my record label, I'm really sorry, I can't do it. At which point they told me, if you don't do it, we're going to have to sack you. We're going to have to drop you from the label. And yep, sure enough, that opportunity came and went over Sukkot. And yeah, they dropped me. I got sacked. I'm laughing now. At the time I wasn't laughing. At the time I was gutted.
And the Jews have always been a candle in the wind, already from the times of the Hashmonaim with the Hanukkah menorah, which is proud in every single shul. It is us saying that we will not bow and we will not bend. And although they come and say, be like the Yevanim, come convert, come change your lifestyle, we will stand strong as we have always done, just as Solika did. Look at this beautiful shul, a testament to our proud heritage. That this is our Torah, this is our life. We were born a Jew, and we will die Jews.
In the vibrant city of Tangier, 1817, young Solika Haswell grew up in a devoted Jewish family. Her peaceful life was disrupted when a friendly Muslim neighbor falsely accused her of converting to Islam. This betrayal brought intense pressure from local authorities to embrace a faith she never accepted. When Solika refused, they declared that she'd be sent to Fez, where the Sultan's court would determine her fate. Her journey from Tangier to Fez would transform her into a symbol of unshakable faith and courage.
And Solika was brought from Tangier to Fez in order to be judged. But when she got here to this beautiful city, the mullah's son saw her and saw how beautiful she was, that he added an extra layer to her court case. And he said, if she converts, not only will she live, but she will get to marry him and be supplied with all of the royalties and beauty and gold and silver that she can imagine. And still, Solika refused. She stood strong. The rabbis and the leaders and the whole community gathered in synagogues just like this and prayed on behalf of Solika, but they also prayed on behalf of themselves because they didn't want this to be another uprising, another chance to get at the Jews. And in fact, in a twisted sort of events, they begged Solika to at least pretend to convert because they were worried that the kickback is going to fall on the community. But Solika said, no, I was born a Jew and I will die a Jew. And she sacrificed everything for her Judaism. 16 years old, but so mature in her spiritual understanding. I'm actually quite emotional to finally be here at Solika's grave. It's a place of great tefillah where thousands come each year to daven, to try and work out how to get there. And traditionally Moroccans, whenever they would have a strife in their life, or whenever they would need a Yeshua, they would need redemption, then they would come here. And it was, they say the tefillah was answered. They had to pay to get her head and her body from the executioner, and the community chipped in and they brought her and they buried her. And this is the kever. Another reason why Solika means so much to me is this is my great-grandmother's kever, and as you can see, she's not too far away from Solika, and she would have lived at the time She would have lived through the story. And she would have been praying together with the whole community, ensuring Solika's safety, but unfortunately that wasn't meant to be.
As the flames of the menorah flicker against the darkness, they remind us of the resilience of a people who refuse to let their light be extinguished. From Solika Haswell's ultimate sacrifice to the daily acts of courage, placing your mezuzah on the door, wearing tzitzis, or proudly displaying the symbols of our faith. These are the declarations of identity in a world that so often seeks to challenge it. Rabbi Jonathan Sacks once said, Hanukkah is not just about the miracle of the oil. It is about the power of light to dispel darkness and the courage to stand up for what is right, even when the world is against you. This is the legacy of Hanukkah, of Solika, and of every Jew who chooses to carry that light forward. This is Alex Clare. This is our children, our brothers, and our sisters. It is a reminder that no matter the odds, faith will endure, and with it, the power to illuminate even the darkest of times. Bayamim hahem uvazman hazeh.